friends, we are going to do the woven circle. That is the flower that goes right here. Okay, the woven circle is based on an odd number of spokes around a circle. And if one of the legs of your circle, I could just roughly draw it. Go, okay, I need 5. 5 is usually how many I do. And just roughly draw it and go ahead and stitch those spokes. But if these aren't the same length, as I'm getting near the end, one of them, whichever one's longest, will stick out. And there's not an easy way to fix that. And so I believe that it's critical that you get them all the same length when you're doing this one. So I'm going to, let's put it right here. Okay, let's mark the center. Okay, when I'm trying to decide where to put it, what I'm looking for here, I may end up covering a little bit of my stem because I don't want to run into these leaves up here if it's possible. And I'm going to mark halfway between this first line right here and the dots. So, all right, right there. So let's mark the center. And I have taken my, I usually work on top of the wool mat when I do these demos, but I've pulled it out so that you would be able to see my markings better. All right, halfway in between, halfway in between, halfway in between, halfway between, and halfway between. Okay, that will give me, well, it's supposed to give me even marks from the middle. Not very. Okay, try to even them up a little bit when we stitch them. So the next step is to go ahead and stitch those lines so that we have a place to weave. Okay, when I am stitching my spokes, I never come up in the center. The reason is because that puts a knot on the back of the center. And since you have to go through the center over and over again, I come out on one of the outside ones, and that way I won't have that knot in the way all the time. All right, so let's go to this spot right here, out to the top, down in the center, out to another one of our points, back to the center, and out to another one, back to the center, and out to the 5th one. Okay, again, if you were doing a bigger one, you could do 7. But I don't even know if I'd do 7 at that point or if I'd do 5 in the center, and halfway through I'd add in more spokes. So there are our 5 spokes. We've got all 5 of them there. In a pinch, you can draw a star if you're good at drawing stars, and that'll give you your 5 points, and they will be almost equidistant. Okay, the next step is to come out between any 2. It doesn't matter which 2 spokes, but as close as you can to the center and to come out between them. And then it doesn't matter whether you weave right or left, just one direction or the other. I'm going to go over top of that first one, and then I'm going to go under the next one. And I lead with the eye of my needle. It's dull, so it won't catch the background thread or the inside of the thread. So under, over the next one, which is this guy right here, under the next one. Whoop, not green, just under pink. Over the next one, because there's an odd number in every round, it'll alternate. I went under this first, or I went over this first one last time. Now I'm under. So now this time around, everybody's getting the opposite, either over or under. Over, under, over, under. And that is this stitch in a nutshell. We are just going to do it until we have filled up the space between the center and the petals, and we can no longer squeeze anything else under those little loops. So bear with me for a few minutes because we'll have to go around, oh, I don't even know how many times we've been around already, but you can see that we're starting to fill the space with that little twisted flower. Under this one. Now that we're out this far, it's a little easier to keep track of the under over because they're a little further out, but you can see that there's not as much space here, but I am going to cram it in there as many as I can so that I fill that space. And you can start to see how it forces the stitches together and makes the center look like a little rose. So these are called a woven circle. very trendy in embroidery right now. Now that you know how they're done, you'll look at things that you see on Etsy or anywhere else and go, oh, I know how to do that flower. Now, sometimes when you get this far out, it's hard for you to see your spokes. So you have to kind of pay attention and go, okay, that was the one I skipped. I went under that one. I'm going to skip that one and go under this one because there's not much space left. Skip that one, go under this one. So how do you tell if you're done? If I can still see the spokes sticking out, oh my goodness, sorry, I slid off. If I can still see the spokes sticking out, then I know I'm not done. So I went under that one, over that one, under that one, over that one. And really, to make those little spokes disappear, it's the time that you go over it that it covers it. So it might take a few rounds. Okay, so under that one, over that one, under that one. This one's still sticking out a bit, but this last round may take care of him. Over, under. Okay, when you have got them all filled in, and then just go down at the next spot that you would go under. So that's an under, that's an over, it's under right here. Just take it to the back. If you were to run out of thread in the middle of this, do the same thing. Go to one of them that you were going to go under, go to the back, tie it off, come back up on the other side, and keep right on going. Sorry about, I thought with zoomed in you'd be able to see it better. I'm a little worried that there's too much of this one that's behind or off the camera. So that is the woven circle stitch. Okay, we are ready to move on. That is all of the new stitches for today. We'll see you in the next video.